One of the first steps in selling your home is knowing the value of it, right? And making sure to appraise it at that right value. So I'm here with Cari Bishop, a real estate agent with Engel Volkers, one of Home Connect TV's real estate experts, and we're talking about how to properly price your home and why professional appraisal is so important. So welcome to First Coast Living, Cari.
Thank you.
Good to see you. And we all know, Cari, you're out at the beach now.
Yes.
And this is an important subject. So we'll start with this. What is one of the most important aspects of selling a house?
Okay, there's a lot of important aspects, but by far the most important is getting that price right. I use the analogy of golf. When you're teeing up, you want to find that sweet spot on that ball, and you knock it, and you know it's good.
Right, but it doesn't always happen for us or me.
It doesn't. So it's really important to find that sweet spot at the price. I call it the honeymoon phase.
Okay.
When you first come out live, you want to get the most views, the most showings, and hopefully multiple offers.
Okay, so hit that sweet spot, and that's why it's important to see a professional in this case, so we don't hook that tee shot into the woods.
Exactly.
How do you help the seller determine the list price? That's so important.
It sure is. So at Engel Volkers, we have the advantage of using the tool Percy, and it scrubs all the valuation sites out available to us. And we get 3 ranges, and then we go to the MLS and we do something called a CMA, a comparative market analysis. And we'll look at all the sold homes for the last 6 months within a mile radius. And then we just compare, does this house have a pool? Does this house have a new roof, an old roof? And check and do an add and subtract thing like that.
Okay, that makes sense. And when is the appraisal done and why is it done?
Okay, so the appraisal is ordered by the lender. So in a cash offer, you won't have an appraisal. So the lender wants to protect their investment. So they will send out a third-party appraiser to look at the house and the valuations and the comps, just what I do when I help list.
Right.
So, and it's usually done about a week into the transaction, which usually they're about 30 to 45 days transactions run.
So you help the customer run through the process, run all those numbers, and it all comes out.
Right.
Okay, very good. And what happens if an appraisal comes in low? All right, so if it comes in low, what is an appraisal gap coverage? What is that?
So appraisals do come in low, and if you're using a VA loan, there's something called a Tidewater, where you can challenge the appraisal and say, well, here's how we came up with the value. And if there's multiple offers, sometimes they'll look at the other offers, because that's a value. Somebody wants to sell, somebody wants to buy. And then appraisal gap coverage is to protect a person using a loan, to help them compete with that cash buyer. They're like, it doesn't matter what it appraises for, we're going to bring the $20,000 to close, and we'll cover that difference. So it's really good for a buyer.
Okay, that's good to know for sure. And what are the benefits and costs of getting an appraisal completed prior to buying?
Okay, that's a really good idea if you have a unique property, and we all think our house is special and different. It just happens. Yes, we live there. So this is like, say there's an equestrian house in a non-equestrian neighborhood. So that's something very different and unique, and you want to know what the value is. So you bring in the appraiser prior to listing, and that can run between $450 up to $700. It depends on the size of the property. So
very good. So if you have more questions, of course, they can come see Cari at the beach now.
Definitely.
Well, we really appreciate you being with us on First Coast Living.
Thank you. Appreciate being here.
Okay, and of course, make sure you watch Home Connect TV now on 7 days a week with thousands of homes for sale across the First Coast.